Hey there, YouTube. So in this channel, we cover stocks, we cover stock analysis. I'm going to try to make this video a meaningful video, keep it short and to the point. I don't want to waste everybody's time. Let's get right into it, and we'll look at where we think stocks are going in the future so we can make some money on that move. All right, so bigger picture, SPY is, here's your decade-long bull market. This is a weekly chart here. We broke that decade-long trend, which is the red line that you see right here. That's this red line that runs all the way along the decade-long bull market. We broke that trend, and all we've been doing is backtesting. Narrowing it down, though, what have we been backtesting in? We have an upward price channel, and you can see the blue lines here. The blue lines define our upward price channel, really the 2019 upward price channel. So moving on in, you can see recently we've just had a move up to the upper range of this upward price channel. You can see that right here we moved right up to it, pretty direct move, right up to that channel, and we're there now. Moving into the 1 hour time frame, you can see the blue line is the top of your upward price channel, so that is resistance. And you can see that we held that resistance today. And we actually touched it twice, and it still holds as resistance. Moving into a 1 minute candle, here's the upward price channel here, the blue line. We opened higher, instantly sold off and sold down, and then we came back up and tagged resistance again, touched it. We've now started to, kind of base out and roll over, but, really just kind of basing out. But the point is, this is holding as resistance. We're up near the upper channel. So this is, not an area that you want to necessarily get long at. It's potentially an area you want to get short. But I don't prefer to short the SPY. I short the Qs. So moving over to the Qs, we'll start with the weekly. Here's your decade-long bull market, and we have not broke down on the Qs. So tech is what's holding this market up. Tech is the reason why the SPY has been backtesting all year and making new highs. It really comes down to large cap tech. And here's your Qs. We are holding within the long-term trend, which is the red line. So that is, there's nothing bigger picture there that is bearish yet. And so moving into the daily. The daily, we've got a couple patterns that have basically been broken. As of right now, there's no pattern that I can find that is bearish or a bearish pattern. We're above all the patterns. We're ultimately just above all support lines and nothing bearish on this chart. The only thing I can say that looks to be like what this is maybe setting up to do, although the chart doesn't show it to me, it hasn't revealed that to me yet, but it does show that there's the potential for this setup to happen, which would be a false breakout higher and a failure back down within some of these resistance lines. The reason why I see this as a potential setup, nothing actionable, please understand, I'm not saying take action on this, I'm just saying keep an eye out for it. But we have an RSI. We have an RSI down here, up around 73, pretty overbought. You can see every time we get up around these ranges, here's, around 73, which of course, which was congruent with this price range. We had a big sell-off there. Again, we were up around 76 right here. We had a little sell-off right there, nothing big, but a little sell-off. Moving back here, we were up around 85, really overbought. We had a pretty nice little sell-off right there. So every time we've gotten up to these ranges, here's a little sell-off, nothing huge, but a good down day. And here we are up around 83, but we didn't really have any sell-off. Of course, that was back in 2017 when the market was on corporate tax cut, sugar high, ramp launch mode. So we don't have that fundamentally anymore. So I don't expect to see that kind of super low volatility, just move higher, relentless move higher. So, the point is RSI's overbought and volume on this breakout. Your breakout, here's where your breakout took place. Right there. there's your breakout. So let's look at all the volume on these candles. You can see here's the breakout, the day of the breakout, and ever since we've had extremely low volume. Rolling back, we've kind of marked it out. You know, here's your volume. At the times when we have this kind of low volume, going back to maybe this range here, we were topped out right before a good 6-7% sell-off. Again, here's another low volume area right before we topped out right here. So you can see that the volume, when we get into these breakout areas and we have low volume, it's proven to be a good opportunity to sell or to get short in the past. Doesn't mean it will be, but I'm just saying be on the lookout for a potential reversal or a false break higher. Maybe we gap lower, we don't know, but just be on the lookout. There's the potential for that setup. Let's look at the Nasdaq Futures. Nasdaq Futures. Nasdaq Futures, we've got this trend line here, and we've been moving up for a while. We broke that trend line, not impulsively, but just kind of, started to move sideways, broke it, and now all we've been doing is back testing. So here's your break of the trend line right here. We back tested once, back tested again. So several back tests. We've just been riding this trend line from the underside, and we're starting to see it, sell off more impulsively from those back tests. So something to keep an eye on. If the Q starts to roll over, then we're going to probably get a breakdown there. KHC is a stock I've been watching. I don't see anything tradable right now. Again, you could look to short up around 31.50, maybe look to get long around 29, 30 bucks. We're in this range. We're just going to trade within this range. Until we break out, you got to trade the range. And so we'll just move on past that one. Barrick Gold, this one's interesting. Barrick Gold looks like we've got a breakout out of this bullish falling wedge. And so let's dive into this a little bit more. I think this is potentially an actionable trade. Here's the weekly chart. You've got let's go all the way back. This is going back to 2016. So in 2016, we had this bearish downward pattern that, really we broke out of that pattern in May of 2019. Very impulsive breakout on the weekly chart. And we've got a bullish flagging pattern here. And it looks like we've just started to break out of that bullish flagging pattern on the weekly chart. So if this holds on the weekly chart, then that should be a confirmed breakout of the pattern, which means that it most likely is going to move like this, move up to here. So that is a potential trade right there. Keep an eye on that, but looks good to me. Looks like we're getting a breakout. Now this thing can be choppy. It does tend to give you a lot of fake signals before it makes the real move. It doesn't want a lot of people going along for the ride, so keep an eye on that. I've been building a position in this all along the support range in this bullish flag pattern, and so we're starting to break out. Let's see if this sticks. If this sticks, we can probably start to add to the position and press our position a little bit as well for this thing to move up at least to the highs of 20 bucks. We can look at the hourly as well. Here's your hourly, and here's your breakout, flag, break higher, flagging again. So this is bullish price action to see, a flagpole, then you get your flagging action, a break higher. Everything looks bullish on this chart as of right now, so we'll keep an eye on it. And to wrap it up, we'll look at the triple leveraged NUGT NUG. This is triple leverage gold mining ETF. This one there's not an actionable trade here, but there's a potential setup. You have a bullish falling wedge on this, and so the way to play this chart is to either buy down near support down here, or buy when we get a breakout. I've got two trend lines, giving it kind of the benefit of the doubt trend line, but this trend line here comes from way up here. We've got a tag here, and then another tag right here, and then this trend line, we've got a tag here and a tag here. So we only have 2 data points, looking for kind of a third data point on one of these lines to give us the upward resistance line. and then you'd want to potentially buy this on a breakout above resistance. So that's really all I got for the video. Just want to keep everyone updated as the markets move and see what we can anticipate. I'm not buying this market. I'm not long for the various reasons of going of low volume, highly oversold on the RSI. I don't like the pattern. Also, if you want to, you should also keep an eye on the bond market. The bond market is a much larger market, and you have much smarter people essentially participating in the bond market. The big hedge funds, the big institutions, banks, they all participate in the bond market, where retail traders don't typically own bonds. They'll own, they might own a stock or an ETF that owns bonds, but they don't actually own the bonds themselves. That is usually reserved for pension funds and major money, big money. So where the big money goes, typically the market goes, and the bond market is usually right, is what they say. If you look at let's look at the daily here, you can see bond market recently has been moving up. Even though the stock market's moving up, the bond market's moving up as well. If you look at the hourly here, you've got upward price momentum, and contrast that with the stock market, which is also going up. One of these is going to break. You're not going to have the bond market and the stock market going up at the same time for very long. That's kind of a divergence, basically. So a lot of the time, what they say is, if you're getting conflicting signals, one from the stock market, one from the bond market, trust the bond market. And right now we're getting conflicting signals. The bond market is saying that there's a pullback in the stock market coming, and the stock market is still moving higher. Again, just adding to the potential for a false breakout or a reversal. So I'm seeing a lot of signals, multiple signals telling me that this is not a rally to go long or to buy. This is a rally to potentially sell into or fade. Again, there's no sell signal, there's no trigger to take a trade or to go short yet. So we're on watch, kind of waiting for that. And when that comes, we'll update everybody on the channel. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate the followership. And if you have any stocks or stock ideas or any actionable information, put it down in the comments below. It just benefits everybody who participates in this channel. So thank you. Catch you on the next one.